is Bryce Downey, and I am just finishing up with my first quarter at Southwestern College. And I grew up in Kansas, of all places. There are not a lot of people that come from Kansas, and I've had a lot of people ask, how did you even hear about this place? Because Southwestern is a pretty small school. And I knew that I didn't want to stay in Kansas. I love it and it's beautiful, and I love the spaciousness of it, especially the sky and how open it is. And even now I can see like the blue sky with the puffy white clouds just stretching off into nowhere and everywhere, which is kind of like here in Santa Fe. And so when I first moved away, I took a job in Florida and made some really good friends there who told me about an amazing program that I went to out in Santa Monica. So when I was living out there in the Los Angeles area, I lived next door to Southwestern College alumna, and her name was Terry. And so because we lived next door to each other, we'd go and sit on each other's living room floors and just hang out and talk and learn about each other. And so she started telling me all about this amazing place where she got her counseling degree, Southwestern College in Santa Fe, which is her heart's home. It's not where she grew up, but where she loves being. And the more she told me about it, especially this whole program that I'd never heard about, but I always had loved an idea like this, which is sort of wilderness therapy counseling. And Southwestern has a transpersonal ecopsychology program, of all things. And they do vision quests, and I was like, what? I have to know more about this. So I sent off in the mail and got the information in the mail, and that was way back in 2009. And I wasn't ready yet. I attended another school first, more sort of traditional counseling program, and then I actually went back to Kansas for a while to be with my family, and I realized I kept having that information going through my head. And not just the information, but one of the things that Terry and I share is the same spiritual path. We study with the same spiritual group, and that's one of the beautiful things about Southwestern is at its core, at its heart, what I find is that spiritual truth and knowing about all of us and who we are and what we're doing here, and that we're not people in need of fixing or diagnosing, or there's just something wrong with you and you need to get over it by doing XYZ. There's some specific formula for every person. And I could tell by talking with Terry that that's not what she learned at Southwestern. And the more I looked at it and looked inside and I prayed and I meditated and I talked it over with my loved ones, and I just really got clear inside, that's where I need to be. That's the education that I really want to give myself, because I can sit and memorize facts and blah blah blah, all this other great stuff, and just regurgitate it on the test or even write research papers about it and get the good grade. But that to me is way less important and way less interesting than being able to do what we do at school, which is learn the beauty and the gentleness and the art in sitting with somebody in a place of loving and compassion and giving themselves and ourselves to space to have our own process, because it's in that space where all of the healing happens. And I had that idea, that sense before I came here, and when I got here, and from the first time I walked onto the campus, even when I was just doing my interview with Drew, I knew, and it was really clear. And I suspect, if you're watching this, you have some idea of that yourself too.